What is going on? Welcome to another video of Average Joe Chess, where we play a game every single day on the road to 2000, trying to document the journey. Been playing very poor lately, very, very poor. No excuses, just trying to stay confident. Just trying to lock back in. I think I said that in the last video, and that didn't save me either. But we'll play a bit slower today. Try and just really think everything out, see if we can avoid losing positions. If only it was so easy, right? Like, don't blunder. Alright, this is a good game to get back into the win column. We get to start with e4 and a hillbilly attack, so even better. And if he trades off this bishop, even better. I'm gonna bring my bishop out before he could come and try and hit the knight. And now I am going to question that bishop. I'm going to gain even more space on that bishop. And then close the pawn chain to add another defender here. Okay, good start here. I am going to take, it was the exchange version, so always take. Knight comes out. I could fianchetto my bishop, but there's no need. We'll go e7. Plan is to get castled next turn. Opponent's probably going to castle. Oops. Sorry about that. Did not mean to do that. Still recording. Perfect. Posture check. Bring the rook onto the open file. Now, what can we do? Can immediately develop some tempo right here on the queen. Queen will likely go here, and then my knight will not be defended, so I'll have to move it again. But then I'll probably reroute it to here. Bring it back because, again, he was hitting the knight. Now I could bring the knight over to f8 eventually. Knight on f8, never mate. So maybe that's what I've been missing out on this current losing streak. I've been needing the knight on f8. Could hit the queen again. I could push here. If takes. No, they would just drop it. I thought there'd maybe be compensation for opening up the file, but there would not be. Let's get the knight on, or the rook onto the e file, I guess. Hop this knight back over into f8 if nothing else opens up. I like the position right now, so I'm okay with where we're at. Posture check once more. Yeah, we gotta wait to see what Martin wants to do here. Because I don't really know what I want to do here. Trying to think what I can do. Knight does have a square here on h5 to harass the queen a bit, but there's a lot of simple responses to that for my opponent. He goes for checkmate. I will bring my bishop back. I feel like this is a better square at the moment anyways. And then if he does bring the bishop back, then I'm gonna, well, he could just drop back. I do want to get his bishop out of here, though. I don't want it in my position anymore. I'd love if I could get a knight right here. Fork those two pieces. Do I have a way of doing that? No. Bishop went back. I think we push here. The goal here in the minority pawn setup is to try and trade off for some of White's pieces. Currently he has a 4v2 right here. I'll take back here if I was gonna say I could take with the bishop, but no, I cannot. And if he pushes, then my rook gets very active. I get paranoid every time I move and hit the screen. Webcam is still good, hopefully not blurry. Doing good on time right now. Opponent is having a think. If there comes to be a point where I play another like waiting move, I will get my king off of g8, and then the bishop will be at risk of being taken. Covered, 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 covered. Don't really know what that does. I'm gonna take. It's an interesting move. Use this time to get off of the pin. Bishop's now under attack. And bishop is at risk of being trapped. I do think that him bringing his knight over here now traps his bishop. So he kind of is forced to take the knight, which we will recapture. Do I want to capture with the knight or the queen? If I capture with the queen, he can easily just go right here. But then I would win this pawn. So yeah, his bishop's going to be trapped. He needs to take the knight, otherwise I will take. Up by 2.5 minutes. Good move, but now just gonna move back again. Bishop is definitely trapped now, needs to trade. I think the plan will still be to take with the queen. Kind of forces the queens off. And if he checks, I think I want to do king h7. Oh, I can't. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Let's block with the bishop. Get some pieces around my king, make him feel a little comfortable. I'd say that's a pretty comfortable king on g8, right? Opponent is giving me more pieces. I will say thank you. Queen will take, and then I will hop the knight over. Or the knight will take, and I will hop the knight over. I would love to trade. Alright, let's generate some counterplay here. This is going to be a very real threat for my opponent. I could continue to harass this knight a bit. Let's do that first, just because I want to get my queen out of here, and putting the knight here, I could just take with the queen. Suppose I could also take with the knight, but I think I would rather take with the queen. Now we'll bring the queen over. Threatening this and threatening to push. Now the push comes with tempo. That just wins a rook. Am I missing something? Takes. Oh, there's no defender of that. So we'll go check first. And then let's hit the queen. Hits the queen, defends the bishop. Not that the bishop was under attack, but adds another, just makes the king feel safe again. I think my king is feeling very safe on g8. This was the kind of game that we needed. I shouldn't jinx myself yet, so let me hold off on saying that, but opponent was gifting me pieces in this game, which was very kind. Very, very kind of him. Sometimes when you're in a slump, you need a layup. You need your teammate to give you a little alley-oop. And right now, that's what this is. But like I said, maybe there's something that I am not seeing. But right now, I feel pretty good. Try to think what the opponent has here, just to be ready. Queen can go there. Queen can go there. Yeah. Only three moves my opponent could be considering. And then if he gets off of this g-file, like say he goes here, for example, I will immediately probably just take this knight just to keep pieces off the board. Because my knight doesn't have a good square anymore anyways. Last little desperado for my opponent. I respect it. But I think that is the end. Very good to get back into the win column. I was definitely spiraling there. Well, now my knight's not trapped anymore, so hit the queen again. Yeah, I was definitely spiraling for a bit. Not playing well at all. I have a check here, or I could just grab this pawn, depending where he puts the queen. Thank you. Should I give him the queen? Nah. I'm just joking. Check. King has to go there. This will be a fork once I get my queen here. If he lets me. Not sure what my opponent is thinking. Maybe he's just letting the clock run down. But it is what it is. Very good to get back into the win column. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. We still will run the analysis board after, but those 12 points right there from the win are huge. Much needed. Definitely been playing like garbage. Blunder. See, but again, I know if I had this check, but then they defended. Oh, my pawn was already on d5. See, this is why I look at the analysis sometimes. You learn a lot. And he has to take because that's hanging. And then I would just be fine trading off everything at that point. Even offer the queen trade right away. We would not mind. And then we would just continue with development. Offer a trade, yeah. Alright, so definitely missed that there at the start. Curious if I played everything correctly from when we got into that weird position. This one, see, it gives the question marks here, but what I'm seeing right away is the opportunity for bishop here, which ends up happening not even 2 moves later. So not sure why it calls that a blunder. That was a weird move because, like I said, that ended up trapping his bishop anyways. I think he realized that. That was a bad move. Should have gone here. And yeah, I would have taken with the queen. Eyes here. Forced the queens off, and then that would have been the end of his threats right there. But we still got there anyways. That was a really weird move. Yeah, advantage was completely me from that point on. Did a little dance with the knights right there. And then not taking the queen was crazy. What was the counterplay there? Say I just brought the queen back or something. He would have taken here. There wasn't even a threat after that. Would have lost the knight. His queen is at risk. And then I'm just playing with 2 queens. Yeah, definitely a weird one, but a win nonetheless, and a much needed win. Definitely helps with the confidence. We gained 12 points for that one, so that put us back to 1465. As you can see, we've been kind of down lately, so definitely glad that we were able to get back into the win column. We'll try and ride this momentum and do it again the next game. Until then, I will see you then.